Iceman.
I ain't nothing to think about.
Nothing came to mind, blank.
It's like I just saw that curl.
Man, with the curl, come on, man. All right, I'm gonna shave my head. All right, so set in stone.
17th, baby.
17th.
You did say that you don't want him to lose. Like you just said that.
Yeah, and when I said that, it's so many conversations that go on, off camera where I feel like people would love for me to say, I hate this nigga forever.
Break at your level.
No, see, I could see it in your eyes, you might be confused with the numbers and all of the fake numbers flood the marketplace 50 something. That shit ain't nothing. Remember what I told you, the streets are the streets.
All our prices is set in stone. Flick flaws.
He said Drake was already watched before Iceman even dropped, then got caught flying economy days later. In the exact same year, Drake dropped a bar about flying economy if he's lying.
I've never seen someone ice rosé, but...
You never seen someone ice rosé? Well, talk to every jeweler in Miami that has fake diamonds.
Really, they do that?
You can't script irony like that. 2026 hasn't been kind to Rick Ross's image, and honestly, it's felt like a constant drip of bad headlines rather than one single blow-up. Almost every month brings a fresh controversy.
It's just always been one of my favorite rappers ever.
A public spat with another artist, or the internet dragging one of his own comments back into the light. One of the loudest moments came when Ross weighed in on Drake's then upcoming Iceman album before a single track had even leaked.
To the Drake stands, can only imagine what that feels like. Well, I really couldn't, but damn, niggas say 3 albums are trash albums, 2 years too late. Hey man, it was fun while it lasted. You're washed. Where's Iceman? There's Iceman. The throat.
Brushing off the hype entirely and suggesting nobody in the industry was losing sleep over its arrival, the backlash hit instantly, with plenty of people accusing him of taking cheap shots at Drake unprompted. As the criticism piled up, Ross tried to walk it back.
Is trying to jump ahead of a flop. I've never seen this before. There's lack of promotion, no proper single rollout. It's kind of a mess. Usually, you got Drake. There's no Drake on this album.
Insisting he hadn't actually been dissing anybody, claiming he was only reacting to the hype cycle around the album, not going after Drake personally. That explanation landed flat with a lot of fans.
What is set in stone?
Set in stone is, when I first thought about it, I was thinking of Rome hundreds of years ago. That shit is there. When you go to Egypt, when you go to certain places in Africa, it's there. When you come to Miami 200 years from now, Rosé will still be there. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just on pen and paper. I love luxury rap.
Let's take it back to what we love it at.
That's what I love. I love it to hear it sound real rich. And I feel Set in Stone is something that the streets can...
Who read the whole clarification as an obvious retreat, wondering aloud whether he was simply trying to avoid ending up as a target once the album actually came out.
We love to do. I love to do it. I love to make music. You know what I mean? When the shit hot is hot.
Given Drake's long track record of clapping back at critics through his own music, chatter spread fast that Ross was trying to put distance between himself and his earlier comments before Iceman officially landed. But no amount of softening could hide the obvious. Whatever's going on between these two runs way deeper than one interview or one album cycle. This rivalry's been simmering for years.
This week, Friday is the date. Set in stone, 17th. Get the physical, get the vinyl, but more importantly, get this classic.
And Ross himself has admitted there's no real end in sight, telling one YouTube host recently that Drake still got plenty of personal and professional baggage to sort through before any kind of truce is even on the table. He's also taken shots at how genuine Drake actually is.
And I'm flying economy, I bet I know who I see.
You got enough money for this, brother. You are broke now, right? That's what I heard.
Arguing that's ultimately Drake's call to make, not his, while insisting certain things from the past simply don't get erased. Ross has leaned into his own legacy too, framing the music he's put out over the years as something permanent.
Stone, baby. Just the title just represent, just etching every move I made over the last 20 years. Here we are, 20 summers later. We the big dogs, you know what I'm saying? And we still hustling, we still enjoy the music.
Something he stands behind no matter what the internet thinks. None of this started in 2026 though. Trace it back and you land in 2024, right in the middle of one of the biggest rap feuds in recent memory, Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Ross planted his flag firmly on Kendrick's side that whole stretch, taking every chance he got to clown Drake across interviews, social posts, and public appearances. Every jab seemed to widen the gap a little more, slowly turning what might have stayed a minor disagreement into a full-on rivalry, one that looks less and less likely to cool off with time. Nobody was totally sure Drake's champagne poppy was actually aimed at.
You ain't Rick Ross, right? You look like you might want to be Rick Ross. You might be Flick Floss.
Until Ross, who's now been going back and forth with Drake for over 2 years, got photographed at an airport waiting on a commercial flight like everybody else. Nothing wrong with pinching pennies, sure, but this is a man who built his whole persona on excess, right down to a custom private jet.
Curious, as a fan of music, there's another artist that I'm a big fan also, just like yourself. And you've been having a little bit of back and forth with him, and in his last album.
I don't do back and forth.
There's no back and forth.
No.
It's just one. Any thoughts?
It's one frame on the track.
Okay. Is that track stand stone? Can we expect to see one track?
It's one frame on the track. That's it.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the train don't stop for now.
Reportedly worth north of $35 million. Things got weirder still when Ross pushed his new album, Set in Stone, back an entire month, right around the time betting markets like Polymarket had traders almost unanimously predicting Iceman would camp out at #1 on the Billboard 200 for a month or longer.
Is trying to jump ahead of a flop. I've never seen this before. There's lack of promotion, no proper single rollout. It's kind of a mess. Usually, you got Drake. There's no Drake on this album. He pushed the album back. Listen to this shit.
Oh, this album number 12. My album come out, I'm already paid before the album come out. It's Rose. I don't know that when them niggas sit on them podcasts doing all them little deals, I don't know what little niggas y'all talking to. I've sold records, nigga, for the last 20 years.
There's a world where whoever's paying you this money before the album comes out, if you don't satisfy even 10% of expected sales, why would they do business with you ever again? Last I checked, it was Gamma. Larry Jackson paying you up front before our album drops?
Because then that's a 360.
He's just lying because he knows that shit's gonna do bad. We know you have money, but if you flop, you flop. And if the music's not good, the music's not good.
Read into that what you will, but it sure looked like Ross was step-stepping a direct collision with Drake, even though Iceman was probably going to outchart him regardless of the release date.
At your level.
No, so you might be, I could see it in your eyes, you might be confused. If Drake was what he thought, he would have been able to clear all this shit up, address it, and been moved on. I listened to some of it. My engineer it was horrendous. They lost an hour of their life for this shit.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Are they recovering?
Yeah, trauma.
Trauma. It's tough.
It is.
At this point, whatever was left of the Ross-Drake relationship looked completely unsalvageable. These two used to make hits together. Now there's nothing on the horizon, no signs of a truce, and every single public moment just throws more gas on it. The second Drake gears up for Iceman,
Down, white boy. Kendrick done bust you in the head before y'all even finish the publisher splits.
Ross wastes no time getting his digs in preemptively, predicting it'll flop and questioning whether it'll register at all. Criticism rolls in, Ross tries to soften it, claims it was never really about Drake, and that lasts right up until the album actually drops, at which point Ross goes right back to openly ripping into it.
Say that you don't want him to lose, like you just said that.
Yeah, and when I said that, it's so many conversations that go on, off camera, where I feel like people would love for me to say I hate this nigga forever. Nah, homie, it ain't that. You know what I mean? When somebody step out of line and you gotta, chastise them or give them a spanking, that's what you do. But is it one of those things where there's a conspiracy? Hell no. Don't nobody fear Drake album release. Nobody.
Is there a world where things can be, in a better place between you two?
And what I was saying on the radio was, he speaks to French. French says a lot of positive things that he maybe should send French a pecan pie for, you know what I mean? Because nobody won't speak on his behalf to me, but French do. And that's what I made it clear, like, if anything was to ever come from that, it'll come through French, because it wouldn't directly come to...
Dropping any pretense of restraint. That constant flip-flopping, deny it, then attack it, then deny it again, convinced a lot of fans this thing has genuinely hit a point of no return. Every fresh interview just confirms neither side actually wants peace. Then, the story took another twist, centered around one very specific Iceman lyric that a lot of fans now believe called it before it happened. Drake dropped the line, "If I'm lying, I'm flying economy." And at first, nobody quite knew who it was pointed at.
If you listening to this, homie, listen to me. My nigga, shine. I don't want to see you lose. No real nigga want to see you lose. That ain't what nigga about. This culture, this game, this rap shit, this ain't what it's about. I don't want to see you lose. When I was the #1 nigga in the rap game, I showed nigga.
Given how much of Ross's entire brand runs on flaunting wealth, the bar didn't immediately register as a shot, until photos hit the internet showing him boarding a commercial flight. Those images ripped through social media instantly, with Drake's fanbase insisting the lyric had been aimed squarely at Ross the whole time, treating the timing as basically a confession. Outlets picked up on it too, pointing back to Ross's public alignment against Drake during the 2024 chaos as extra proof these two were never going to let this go quietly.
Flying commercial is completely unremarkable for the average person, but this isn't the average person's internet reputation.
Morning glory, what it is, Monday morning? Yeah. What we doing today? How we turning up? What new money we talking?
Because Ross has spent years parading private jets, exotic cars, and every flavor of luxury spending, the internet pounced. It became yet another example of how fast a fan base can inflate a throwaway moment into a full storyline. Drake's supporters turned one ordinary airport photo into another chapter of an already loaded feud, proof of how quickly the internet manufactures a viral moment out of nothing once two major names are already at war. Drake's fanbase has only gotten more intense as his career's grown. Global stardom comes with millions of diehard followers, plenty of whom are ready to go to war online over even the smallest slight.
One question for the coach.
What up?
Are we gonna get a Drake Rick Ross album?
We had that conversation.
Okay.
And it's most definitely under serious consideration.
Yes.
Real talk.
Like one of your favorite songs with Drake?
Stay Scheming. I'm gonna say Stay Scheming.
Legendary song right there. Yeah, I see it. You have to put that there.
Drake came out. He came out to us. He came out in the streets. He came to us. When he put that record together, it was one of those.
TikTok and X have basically weaponized that instinct, letting entire fan armies mobilize the second anybody says something unflattering about Drake. Stan culture today operates on a completely different level than it did 10 years ago, fans treating online arguments like actual battles worth winning. A level of investment plenty of outsiders genuinely struggle to wrap their heads around.
I got a lot of respect for a lot of rappers, but I got one guy. He's my favorite person to rap on any song. His name is Rick Ross.
At the end of the day, these are entertainers whose job is making songs, yet some fans elevate them into something closer to untouchable, spending hours defending every move, dogpiling critics, and turning minor blips into full viral cycles. That's not exclusive to Drake by any means, but given his sheer scale, the backlash around him tends to hit harder than most. Anyone who takes a shot at him should expect a tidal wave of memes and commentary in return.
What does that mean to you?
Hustling, to me, the nucleus of it is the ability to network. To me, that's what hustling is. You gotta find a way to create value and maybe possibly begin with nothing.
9 figures. How'd you get there?
It's called hustling nonstop. I have 25 ventures and partnerships. Just got back from Dubai. I'm going to Canada Friday. Tonight we in the club out here in the strip club. We performing. Itself will cover all my expenses for the year. It's just that consistent, nonstop bounce.
Ross eventually found himself squarely in that crosshair, and he wasn't about to just take it quietly. Once those commercial flight photos went viral, the internet had a field day mocking the luxury persona he spent his whole career polishing. Because that persona is so central to his brand, plenty of fans treated the moment as an open invitation to clown him. Instead of letting it blow over naturally, Ross fired back with a response video aimed directly at his critics.
which only opened up a whole new debate over whether the moment even warranted a response in the first place. Detractors argued someone at his level of success shouldn't feel pressure to explain something as mundane as a commercial flight. The entire saga became a case study in how fast the internet can inflate a nothing moment into a full news cycle, especially when it's layered on top of an existing beef. A snapshot of how modern hip-hop discourse increasingly runs on viral clips and internet narrative instead of actual music. Plenty of people questioned why Ross even bothered responding at all. The jokes were mostly powered by Drake's fan base and general internet momentum, and engaging with them directly just kept the story breathing longer than it needed to, arguably handing critics even more ammunition. It didn't take long for DJ Academics to wade in either, which, given his long-running interest in anything Drake adjacent, was pretty much inevitable, adding yet another layer to the whole saga.
A big chunk of the wider conversation kept circling back to the image Ross has spent his entire career constructing. He's built his brand on being the embodiment of luxury, the cars, the fashion, the jets, the whole lifestyle package. Because that's so tightly woven into who he is publicly, any moment that pokes a hole in it gets seized on instantly. In an era where every celebrity move gets dissected in real time, even something as forgettable as a commercial flight can trend within hours if it clashes with the persona fans expect. The timing made things even messier, since Ross was reportedly gearing up to drop a new album around the same time, leading some to compare his moves to other artists who've tried managing expectations ahead of a release. Rather than leaning into pure promotion, Ross seemed more focused on reminding everyone he was financially set no matter what the numbers look like, repeatedly noting he'd already been paid and downplaying how much commercial performance actually mattered to him. To a lot of listeners, that read less like genuine confidence and more like preemptive damage control. Instead of hyping the release, critics took it as a quiet admission the album might not perform well, the underlying message boiling down to, "Doesn't matter how it does, I already got my check." Whether or not that was the actual intent, it stirred up real debate. Some saw it as an artist genuinely prioritizing financial independence over chart obsession. Others read it as a defensive move built to cushion the blow of underwhelming numbers. Either way, the entire conversation drifted away from the music and toward Ross's messaging, a pretty clear sign of how much modern rollouts get shaped by internet narrative just as much as the actual songs.
Ross's insistence that he'd already been paid before release might genuinely be true, but it still drew plenty of side-eye online. Nobody's seriously disputing that Ross has built real wealth. Years spent building out business ventures well beyond music back that up. Still, a lot of fans wondered why he needed to keep bringing up his paycheck before the album had even hit streaming, with some suspecting he was quietly setting up an excuse in advance. Commenters pointed out that advances are completely standard in the industry. Plenty of artists get paid well before release day, which only fed the theory that Ross was trying to control the narrative ahead of first-week numbers, using the already paid line less as confidence and more as a shield. This album carries real weight for Ross's career at this point, arriving after several years stacked with controversy and non-stop online scrutiny. His role in the Drake-Kindred fallout split opinion, and the commercial flight saga only added another unplanned headline to the pile. With release day approaching, attention naturally shifted toward first-week numbers and chart position. Ross keeps insisting those metrics don't concern him, that his finances stay solid regardless. But real doubts remain about whether the project has enough genuine momentum behind it to actually debut strong.
The current landscape doesn't make that easy for anybody, veterans included. Streaming dominates, attention spans keep shrinking, and there's an endless stream of new releases fighting for the same ears every single week. Massive opening numbers just aren't guaranteed anymore, even for artists with deeply loyal fan bases. Streaming completely rewired how success gets measured, prioritizing sustained engagement over traditional one-week sales spikes, which is part of why labels leaned so hard into merch bundling in past years just to inflate those opening numbers, back when full album purchases were still more common. However Ross's new project performs, it'll likely say as much about today's streaming-first industry as it does about the size of his actual fan base. The industry shifted dramatically over the last decade, and album sales don't function the way they used to at all. For a long stretch, artists padded first-week numbers by bundling merch, hoodies, tees, vinyl, whatever counted toward chart totals, until Billboard eventually cracked down, introducing rules meant to stop labels from gaming the system through unrelated products.
aiming to make the charts reflect real fan engagement instead of clever bundling. Meanwhile, streaming rewired everything else, with listeners overwhelmingly consuming music through Spotify and Apple Music instead of buying full projects outright, making big opening weeks genuinely hard to pull off now, even for artists with massive loyal audiences.
Which loops back to Ross and this upcoming release. Going off the current buzz, there isn't much genuine excitement around the project itself. Strip away the Drake headlines, the memes, and the online sparring, and barely anybody's actually talking about the music. That's likely why some think Ross was managing expectations early, reminding everyone he'd already been paid no matter the outcome. Intentional or not, plenty feel he would have been better off just dropping the album and letting it speak for itself. Between addressing the flight criticism, explaining away the jet situation, and preemptively talking sales numbers before the rollout even began, Ross may have just handed the internet more material to work with. In today's climate, responding usually stretches a controversy out longer instead of ending it. Sometimes silence really is the smarter play, especially when the original noise was never that serious to begin with. At the end of it all, whether this album actually lands will depend on whether the music resonates with people, not on memes, not on online arguments. As always, the real answer shows up once the numbers come in. So, is Rick Ross getting piled on unfairly here? Or has responding to every single controversy only made things worse for himself? Drop your take in the comments. And if you're rocking with this one, smash that like, subscribe, and pass it along to somebody who needs to see it. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.